Hi, I'd like to welcome you to Introduction to Marketing or Principles of Marketing, BUS307. I'm glad that you've chosen to take this online course, and I hope it's a good experience for all of you. My name's Jeff Rowine. I'm the one that's designed the course for you, and I'm putting this all together so that you can have an understanding of how this course will function, where you need to go to find things on my USF or your to get your coursework and materials and documents and so on. So if you kind of watch along, and you can play this back as many times as you like, which is a huge advantage, I think. I'll show you where everything's at, and not that things might not change and things won't be added, because they will, but it's there for you in order to really get a sense of what's going on. But I just want to first show you the course, and then I'm going to show you in a separate video an overview of the syllabus. But anyway, the course is laid out in a very straightforward way. Here's the course description. There are a number of links you can see on this left-hand side to marketing and business resources. Please do take time to click on all of them and create your own set of, I guess I'd call it business or management resources on your own computer, your own list of favorites. These are some really good ones marketing-wise that might be helpful to you, not only in marketing but in other courses. There are wisdom resources you can see at the bottom right here, and these are Christian links or links to Christian websites that I think will be helpful to you, not only in school but just the rest of your life. This is why I have them listed as wisdom resources. Wisdom's a different thing than knowledge. You're after knowledge and maybe a little bit of marketing wisdom when you take this course. But really it's there to get the language of marketing down, and so you see its interconnectivity to other business disciplines. But these wisdom ones will serve you till the day you die and beyond. Anyway, so that's what the left-hand side has to do with. If you take a look at the right-hand side of this main page, you'll see the links to the PowerPoints for the various chapters that we're going to cover. Now, week 1, and the course is divided into 5 weeks. Week 1 covers the first 3 chapters, and that's why I have those PowerPoints available for you. Now, I'm also going to provide a link to a YouTube channel that will contain all of the various chapters and a video overview that I'll provide for you. And I'll stress it many, many times in each video, likely, that these reviews that I'll provide are not a substitute for reading the chapter. It won't work successfully for you to just watch those and then go do the coursework and take the quizzes. So please bear that in mind. You will have to read the book at least in some capacity. Okay, so anyway, that takes care of page 1. Let's go to about this course. Just work our way down. There's course description. The course calendar has, and it's not going to show when you're going to see this likely, it's going to show the present date when I'm doing this, but the course will open up on the 26th of May. See if I can get to that and what happens here. And the assignments are linked to the calendar so you know what's coming up and when it's open. I guess it doesn't want to do that for me right this instant. Oh, there we go. And it should give you, some things to look at in that regard. It does that. The website's kind of slow, so I shouldn't click around as much as I do, I guess. But let me go back again into my courses. I teach a fair amount of courses. I teach the grad marketing class and various management classes, so you'll see that. But your calendar will have, it's handy for you within my USF. Okay, here we are. So course materials, you can see those there. There's just more links. Coursework, I'm going to skip that for just a second. The gradebook is yours. You'll just see your gradebook and things like that. The syllabus, this is where I'll download this right now. And I'll open that up in just a second, and we'll look that over. And pretty much that's it for the course as I have it laid out. Now let's go to where the action is, which is where the, where the coursework is. Clicked on the wrong thing. There we go. Now it will look a little bit different when you open it, but this is essentially how it's laid out. It's easier for me to show it to you this way. But each week there's a lecture and readings. That's step 1, so you do that. Step 2 is the case study, or this is the order I would suggest you do this in. And step 3 is the quiz. Okay, so let's just take these one at a time. The lecture and the reading. And I'm going to open this in a way that you won't see it necessarily, but it will work the same. When you go down and you open this up, well, in fact, let me just do that for a second. Let me change the look. Okay, so here's how it will look to you. Each week is set up that way. Now you notice I don't have the quiz available to you. I'll make that available to you when it's due, or that first week of class. Anyway, it's set up in 5 weeks, as you can see. The due dates are listed in here. It will give you everything. But the lecture and reading, let's just pop that open. Then you can read along as if you like. It says click here to view the lectures. What this will do then, I'm going to right click it, open a new tab, and it will bring us to, and I haven't recorded all of them yet, but my YouTube playlist for this course, Principles of Marketing. That's a picture of me if you were wondering, and there you go. You can watch them one at a time, and where you go. Now there are other playlists that I have that you can watch if you so choose, but they're just not for marketing. So I personally would stick with that one if at all possible. So that's step 1 in the reading. Step 2 in the reading would be to read in your textbook those first 3 chapters, and then read. Then you can keep your book open and do the quiz, which is a link to that. Now, understand that the quizzes for the 3 chapters, I have in every quiz 10 questions per chapter. Okay, and the first one, they're all bunched together, so there's 30 questions in that first one. I believe I give you an hour to do those 30 questions, and then in the other units or weeks, you get variations of that time limit depending on how many chapters there are. So make sure that when you do launch the quiz, let me go back now. I'll open up another one here. When you launch the quiz, you'll see this. So it's required. This one's worth 50 points because there's 5 units in there, 5 chapters. You got an hour to do it. I might vary that time a little bit for those chapters. I haven't quite decided on that yet. As soon as you launch this, it will go. You want to make sure that you're on a solid connection. You don't have any distractions, because you can't browse off that screen or it will lock you out. You have to stay on the quiz. So you can use all your paper resources. You cannot go and search the internet for the answer, or it will lock you out, and then that's it. So bear that in mind. That's a very important thing. But you'll get feedback right away as to what your score is, and it should work. Should work well for you. Okay, the case study. Let me just open one of these. You do one of those each week. There is a case study ideas and case study example. And now what these are, and let me just explain it to you. The example gives you how I want the case study laid out. Now, I've got it listed right here, page 64. It's about IBM. Make sure you read all the directions carefully. You can click on this to get a little video overview of the case study. And after that, make sure that you read the case study completely. Now, there are 4 or 5 questions. As you follow the directions, make sure you list the questions on your paper, which you will upload here. So it says upload file, and then you'll have to hit submit to do the next step. That you put the questions in your paper, or your analysis, in bold, and your answer right underneath. That's very critical that you do it that way. I'll be looking for that formatting. So that example is just truly that, how I want it laid out visually. or on paper. The ideas are things to consider when you do any kind of case study, and those are, I think, helpful hints to get the most out of them. But I'll give you feedback each week on those. And let's see here. I think that should cover pretty much everything in here. Let's go over the syllabus. Take a peek at that. So it starts on May 27, goes through June 25. Like I said, all this is these are things you can read and download. That's me. I'm Jeff Frowine. There's some teaching philosophy. Those are worth reading. Here's the textbook with the ISBN code, so you can make sure you get that textbook. That is important that you do. Attendance policy, which you can read through. Expectations, about writing mechanics and style. Do follow my directions on layout of the case studies. Technical abilities to do a online course should be pretty straightforward. Got to use email, although I won't email you unless there are changes or for clarification. Got to be able to use the internet. Here's our grading scale, or the grading scale that I'll use, or that we're using. So there's the 10-point quizzes, 20 chapters for 200 points, weekly case studies, 30 points each, total of 350 points total. This is the schedule that we'll maintain, and got the YouTube channel. I can also be reached on Skype if you so choose to use that, and I'll probably give you guys the option of doing a weekly WebEx conference, and which I'll give you information about that later. Got to kind of look that over and find out when everybody can be available, so get feedback from you on that, when there's an optimal time when that will work. And I can't require you to go to them, but if you need to, I want to pick up, it's probably an evening that's better than another. Okay, so that should really lay this out. You can read the rest, and if you have questions, let me know, but otherwise I look forward to seeing you. Thanks very much for your kind attention.